we all have the same mission. Whether initiating an exercise program, starting a workout, or just going to the gym. Whether we're trying to make changes or just trying to maintain what we have. When it comes to activity, the actual workout is only 50% of the program. In order to successfully reach your goals, the other half is how you recover. And the faster we recover, the faster we can get to our goals. 8 ways to speed recovery today on the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast.
Welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Health, wellness, exercise, nutrition, and a whole lot more. Got questions? Call us and leave a message at 251-278-EDGE or message us at Personal Edge Fitness on Facebook and Instagram, at Team PE on Twitter, or personaledgefitness.com.
Good day and welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Garrett Williamson, president of Personal Edge Fitness. I so appreciate you joining us today. Now, if you have any questions about this podcast or any others, or if you have a particular issue dealing with health, fitness, or wellness you're interested in getting some answers on, please feel free to contact us. So you can contact me at my email address, which is Garrett, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com. That's also our website, personaledgefitness.com, and our Facebook page, Personal Edge Fitness. You're also welcome to call us on the phone and speak to any of our staff members. You can call us at our Mobile location at 251-341-0927 or our Eastern Shore location at 251-651-0927. Now, last time I believe I spoke in a podcast about recovery was back in 2019, and you can hear that podcast. It's one of my earlier ones, and it talks about rest and recovery. We've got some updated information on this, which is why I wanted to do another podcast on recovery, and I was reminded about this by a client that just started with me just a few days ago, as a matter of fact, getting involved in fitness again. It's been years since he's worked out. It's a pretty typical situation that we hear of quite often, and that is people that used to be very active, and now they're very sedentary, gotten out of any kind of a routine, whether it's fitness routine or nutrition routine, and they're looking to, of course, get back into shape. And one of the things he was worried about was we tell everybody, hey, listen, check your ego at the door. Don't worry about what you used to lift or what, how weak you may seem by what weights you're using. Just don't, there's no money in that. It doesn't help you whatsoever. We shouldn't worry about such things. Just let them go. Let's start with where you are. With every step forward, every new exercise, every rep that we do, we're taking a step closer to your goal. And the one thing he was concerned about was worried about being very sore the next day. It reminded me of, hey, look, we need to talk about recovery and things to do as far as recovery is concerned so that we won't be debilitated through being sore, and he can get back to exercising faster. Be back on this particular body part that we were working on, hopefully within 48 hours, and feel like doing that again. And it reminded me that, not only do we make sure our clients know about that, but not a bad idea to do a podcast and kind of update everybody on where we are with recovery. Now, recovery is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And the reason I say that is that I'm a big fan, a huge fan of modern medical research. And I'd say that a lot of times. There's a lot of people in my field that are completely against medicine, and which I think is absurd. I come from a medical family, as I've said many times. My father was a physician. My brother is a physician. My wife happened to be a pharmaceutical rep for 15 years. I'm a fan of modern medical research because I believe that is making us not only live longer, but also live better lives. I'm particularly a fan of anything in my field, obviously, that takes us farther into studying the body and learning more about the body because, again, like I've said many times, we've been studying this. The first autopsy was in the early 1700s. We've been studying the human body for eons now, and we still don't know everything there is to know about it. And there's still incredible discoveries we're doing as far as the activity is concerned, fitness is concerned, muscle development, and absolutely in recovery. And I have argued, and I think we'll see this in my lifetime, but I've argued that we're going to eventually know how to fully recover at such a rate that we will be able to fully break down a muscle. In other words, if you've heard me talk about this before, that's what we're doing in fitness. We're actually breaking down muscle tissue, telling the body, hey, wrong, do it again, and the body builds it back stronger. That's what we're doing in a workout. But we don't do that on back-to-back days. We need that recovery time. But I honestly believe that through research, we will be able to speed that up. And we've sped that up already. I fully believe, this is my opinion, but I believe that we will be able to break down a muscle and then within 24 hours, break it down again, which will make our gains and our changes twice as fast. Now, I don't know for a fact that's going to happen, but it is a belief I have. And the reason I say that is that we know things about speeding up processes in the body. And so if we get more accurate about our nutrition, more accurate about how much rest is needed, what kind of things that we need to put into the body in order to recover, activities that we need to do, the more research we do on that, I believe we're going to streamline the process and we're going to find a much faster way to recover. Now, there are several other aspects of recovery than what I'm going to cover today, but I've picked 8 ways to speed recovery. And if you actually Google, how to speed recovery, you're going to find all kinds of articles on 5 ways, 10 ways, 17 ways. And a lot of this is already known. I picked these because I believe these are some of the things I believe in my heart do make a difference. I've seen them make a difference. I've seen them make a difference in clients, but also those that I want you to pay the most attention to. There's a lot of fluff out there. There's recommendations, and I'm not going to mention any specific examples because there's some that are in my head that are great, but they're either redundant or they're fringe benefits. They're nothing real directly. Drink this particular liquid because it's been shown to have anti-inflammatory effects or what have you. Those are good, but I would not put them in your automatic repertoire for recovery. These 8, I absolutely would. Well, number 1, I'm kind of going in order of when you actually need these particular methods. And the first thing you want to be concerned with is, of course, immediately after exercise, that's stretching. Flexibility is extremely important, but stretching and flexibility are actually 2 totally different things. When we think about flexibility, we're thinking about increasing the length between joints or range of motion, increasing a range of motion. So instead of barely being able to bring your legs apart, you're able to go into a full split. That's flexibility. And flexibility comes along with a strong muscle. What I'm talking about is in order to get that muscle to fully recover, the best time to do any kind of stretching is immediately after exercise. And what you're doing when you're increasing that range of motion, you're bringing those joints apart, is you're actually stimulating circulation. And all of your recovery, believe it or not, hinges on circulation. Basically, all your body functions hinge on circulation. But you're increasing circulation. Anytime you increase circulation, you're actually speeding up processes in your body. This is what happens when we have fight or flight. This is what happens when you actually start running. You go from nothing to a full sprint. You start to breathe really hard. And the reason being is your body is increasing the blood flow going through your body because your heart's pumping. It's trying to get this blood through your body. Therefore, it needs a lot of oxygen to oxygenate that body. All of your processes are speeding up. And so by increasing your circulation immediately after exercise, you're kind of getting a jump start on the recovery process. And that's what we want. Now we've torn a muscle. We've done little tears to the muscle fibers. That's the lactic acid you feel that's released is actually a byproduct of a torn muscle. It dissipates within 30 seconds. And here comes the ambulance. All right. The white blood cells are showing up. It's time to repair it. And it starts immediately. And so you want to aid that process as much as possible. And one way to do that, of course, is to stretch. Now, the second thing I'm going to tell you, and I held it off to the second thing. You can at least give me credit for those of you that think I talk about fluids and water too much. The second thing, of course, plenty of fluids and plenty of water. I do say water. It's not that I'm against Gatorade or excuse me for mentioning a product, an electrolyte type of drink. Not that I'm against those and not that they aren't good things to use from time to time, especially when it's really, 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 really hot or you're going to be doing very long extended periods of training. But water. And the reason being is that we've broken down muscle tissue. We've actually caused bleeding in the body. We're releasing fluids, and more fluids are being needed in order to increase transport of white blood cells and what have you. And it's needed for repair. It's needed for breaking down and processing the protein that we're going to be taking in. So, I mean, your water demands are through the roof. It's the reason why, and pardon me for getting very graphic about this, but it's the reason why after a workout, you will notice that many times if you haven't been taking a lot of fluids, your urine color gets much darker. And the reason it does is because you're running out of lack of water. It's showing all the byproducts and all the waste that it's bringing out of your body. And your body's screaming for water. You want to speed recovery. You want to get to your goals faster. Keep taking in plenty of water. And of course, after the workout, yes. But also, if you really want a head start on it, before the workout and during the workout. Before the workout is something most people don't think about. They think about, yes, drinking water during the workout. I have people that are telling me I'm trying to drink more water, and so we see them drink water in the workout. I don't know if they're doing that because of the workout or they're doing it so that I see them doing it. But hey, pre-hydrating, fantastic idea. All this is just getting your body ready to battle the damage that's done and actually help the body recover. Number 3, now this is, I've already touched on it, protein. The building blocks for muscle are protein. They need to be an animal-based protein. You need that enzyme that's in an animal-based protein. You can get it through supplementation if you're a vegetarian or vegan, but you need that protein replacement. Those are the building blocks that your body needs in order to rebuild muscle or put muscle back together for that matter. So having that protein in and also making sure you have enough calories to synthesize the protein. In other words, have a few carbohydrates with it. Absolutely. You need to make sure you have that. And pretty soon after a workout, you've read studies possibly that say as much as quick as within 15 minutes. Yes, that's important. But most important, like I've said all the time, protein every meal, every day. It's one of the keys to living. It's one of the keys to maintaining strength. And it's one of the things that keeps you from doing what we call, quote unquote, aging. So making sure that protein is replenished after a workout, extremely, extremely important. Now, after that, of course, is, you need to rest. Yes, absolutely. They say making sure that you're getting plenty of sleep, and it's, thrown out many times to get 8 hours of sleep. But we're looking for good quality REM sleep. So not just a quick rest and recovery because I'm a tough guy and I can go right back into a workout. It's not what your body wants. It's not what it needs. It needs to shut down everything else so it can focus on recovery. It can focus on rebuilding that muscle. It can focus on getting the body built back up, preparing for the next fight. It's almost like a fight when you've got a war going on. If you're able to take a break, you can replenish supplies. That's what's going on in the body. So rest is extremely important. Now, I mentioned that as number 4, and then it sounds like that I'm going out of order, but actually not. After rest, the next day, you want to look at doing active recovery. Now, this goes back to stimulating circulation, like I said earlier. You want to make sure in stimulating your circulation, instead of stretching the next day, it's better to do a little bit of light cardio. Go for a walk, do a little bit of cycling, what have you, a swim, something easy that stimulates circulation because, again, your body is trying to get all of these nutrients to the affected areas. It's trying to speed up the ambulances going through, get the repair crew through, and if they can open up those highways, get the cars out of the way, get everything out of its way, and increase the rate of how fast it's getting to the affected site, the better off you're going to be. So in all of your process speed up as if your circulation speeds up. So having an active recovery, typically involved in some light cardio, is extremely beneficial for recovery. That's 5 of the tips that I would say for recovery that really show to benefit recovery. I'm going to throw in 3 more. These are what I would call somewhat optional. I don't mean they're not important. I don't mean that you don't, if you really want 100% effective recovery, you shouldn't have these, don't really need them. No, if you want 100% recovery, you need these. The first 5 are more likely to happen. And so those I want you to really focus on. But let's go on. Immediately after a workout, one of the best things to do is do either a massage or rollout of the muscles. Now, I'm going to actually call these number 6 and 7. Rolling out the muscle using a massage roller, especially if you have a professional that knows what they're doing, knows which direction to go, especially you want to make sure you're rolling towards the heart. But rolling out the different muscles, that's a deeper way of doing a stretch. That's a deeper way of getting into the muscle and working things loose, making sure that you're, again, stimulating circulation. That's also what massage does. You'll notice that a massage kind of hurts so good typically. They're actually flushing out, and it's true, they say it is toxins, but what they're talking about scabs, they're talking about particles left behind after you tear a muscle fiber, and a massage helps work it through. So getting a massage on a regular basis is highly recommended and does greatly aid you in recovery and get you quicker to your goals. And the last one, and I'll leave this as last because it's very important. I want to leave you with this thought. You would think I would leave water as last because a lot of times they tell you, hey, listen, leave the most important thing that you want to cover. Leave at the end. You know how important water is to me. It's similar to what I say about weight loss. The best way to prevent weight loss is, hey, don't overeat in the first place. And one of the best ways to keep from overdoing the muscle or causing damage that's very tough to recover from is, of course, watch your overtraining. Watch your overtraining. Taking a muscle to failure and then beyond failure and getting to where you're just debilitating and walking, you're doing way too much damage. Or doing a heavy lead workout, then running for 3 days in a row afterwards and doing a heavy lead workout again. Hey, listen, those muscles need time. They need to recover. Right now, they need time. That could change in the future, but they need that recovery. They need that repair. They need those nutrients going back in. And right now, we know of that as rest. And so you definitely, if you really want to grow, you really want to make changes, give your muscles time to recover. I've just touched on this subject. If you have any more questions about it, please feel free to call me at area code 251-341-0927. That's our Mobile location. You can also reach out on the Eastern Shore, 251-651-0927. Feel free to contact me via email at Garrett, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com, which is also our website and our Facebook page. 8 ways of helping you speed recovery, with hopes that one day we'll be able to do it even faster. Yet another way we help you find your level of wellness. Thank you so much for listening. Please share with others and stay tuned for next week's podcast. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Subscribe now and be a part of the show by calling 251-278-EDGE or message us on Facebook and Instagram at Personal Edge Fitness or at Team PE on Twitter, and visit us at personaledgefitness.com.